What's up everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw more of the consequences of RADITZ becoming a Super Saiyan, as well as somebody else's interesting powers. Vegeta finally showed up again. Not only stronger than before, but also he was a Super Saiyan with access to instant transmission. But Vegeta is not the only threat out there. This time, we'll be exploring a completely new threat, one that comes right from Earth itself. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. We enter a brief little time skip, and it should be pretty clear what arc we're about to go into. But there's going to be some major changes, and right off the bat that can be seen. Visitors from the future show up. And no, I didn't misspeak. Visitors. Two people show up. And the thing is, these two don't need to hide their identities. They're people that already exist in the past. So right away, they're pretty upfront about who they are, why they're here, and what's going on. The time travelers are Gohan and Piccolo. Future versions of them. Now Piccolo looks relatively the same, but Gohan, yeah, it's definitely very different. He's an adult and it's clear that he's seen his fair share of battles. So, what's going on here? Well, they came to warn everyone about a few things. For one, Goku died to the heart virus. But also another threat appeared right after Goku died, the androids. They explain everything, and actually they recently defeated the androids. Let's cover a bit of what happened in the future timeline. After the androids began attacking, the group did want to go to Namek to get some more Dragon Balls. Why was that? Well, because Piccolo was planning to fuse with Kami. And he knew that once he did that, they would lose the Dragon Balls here on Earth. Of course, with the Dragon Balls they have now, they wouldn't even be able to revive Goku because he died to natural causes. Although, it became a lot worse. Eventually, more of the fighters ended up dying. RADITZ was on the front line of defenses, being one of the strongest there. But even his power wasn't enough. Thankfully, Piccolo and Gohan remained, two very strong fighters. Especially with how strong Piccolo is in this scenario. It's too risky to revive everyone right now. Because until they defeat the androids, well, the androids could just kill them again. But there's also the other issue with the fact that they can't really get to Namek. They know Vegeta's still out there in space, and if they go to Namek, who knows if they'll counter him. Given the fact that he has instant transmission, if he senses anything going on Namek, he could easily teleport in and kill them. It's a tough situation. And even though they are going to lose the Dragon Balls, Piccolo decides the best idea is to fuse with Kami right away. This at least will help guarantee the fact that they can defeat the androids. And of course, this actually does happen. With the two fused together, it's more than enough to defeat the androids. Now, they wait a while to do this. They want to make sure it's an absolute last resort. At some point, Gohan even gets Super Saiyan, but that's not even enough to counter the androids. But with Kami fusing into Piccolo, and Gohan having Super Saiyan, the two defeated the androids a few years ago. Bulma still continued working on the time machine. They're still unsure about heading to Namek. And in the meantime, they decided, maybe it would be better to try and reverse everything. Bulma started this project, so it's bad to let it go to waste. And hey, worst case scenario, if this doesn't end up changing their future, well, they could still go to Namek. Still risky, but it's still an option. They wanted to try this first though. It seems safe compared to actually going out into space and probably encountering Vegeta. And this comes as a huge shock to everyone, especially RADITZ. He was defeated, even though he's a Super Saiyan? That wasn't enough for this threat somehow. And also the fact that Gohan became a Super Saiyan as well. That opens up a lot of potential. Maybe even Goku could become a Super Saiyan. But that's all besides the point. Piccolo, from the present timeline, actually brings up the idea of defeating the androids right away. And yeah, they could do that, but they don't know where the androids are right now. Bulma's about to interject and say they could just use the Dragon Balls. But then RADITZ pipes up. Well, you know what? It's probably better to just let the androids come in and fight them. Wait, what? They don't even want to try and attempt to find them? RADITZ says this serves as perfect motivation. His future self was probably a weakling. Kind of a weird thing to say because he's talking about himself, but still. RADITZ says he probably didn't have the right mindset in the future. He probably let Super Saiyan get to his head. But now with the threat of the androids, this can motivate all of them. I mean, think about it too. Look at Goku and Gohan. Gohan from the future got Super Saiyan. Who's to say Kakarot can't get it as well, and this Gohan too? And as he explains more and more, it does become more enticing for the group. Yeah, the androids could serve as motivation. So for pretty much the same reason in the main story, the androids will remain. Future Gohan and future Piccolo don't really know how to feel about this, but whatever. Worst case scenario, they'll come back here in a few years and they'll be able to defeat the androids. They did it in the future timeline, so it'll be enough here. But this is good. Piccolo doesn't need to fuse with Kami in this timeline. And Goku's warned of the heart virus. As long as he takes his medicine, things will be okay. Alright, well, they'll return back here in a few years then, just to make sure everything's okay. In the meantime, they are still gonna go to Namek. They don't really have much else to do. So, they wish everyone luck, and bid them farewell for the next 3 years, at least in this timeline. Immediately, training begins, and Goku's intrigued with what RADITZ said. Now remember, the two of them aren't necessarily close here. I wouldn't even say they like each other. But Goku does recognize that Raditz is probably one of the best training partners he could have. Obviously Piccolo's there, a great rival that's been there for a while. But for Raditz, he's incredibly powerful, the rivalry is there too, and there's also the fact that he already has Super Saiyan. Now Raditz does like the idea of being ahead, but he also has a different mindset here. Okay, yeah, Kakarot getting Super Saiyan would close the gap between them. But when you think about it long term, that works in Raditz's favor. Right now, the only person he can really train with is Piccolo, and he can't even go all out against him because Super Saiyan is just too strong. But imagine, Kakarot becoming a Super Saiyan, basically being Raditz's punching bag. Goku doesn't like to think about it like that, but whatever, yeah, that's true. Raditz would benefit from helping teach his brother Super Saiyan. And also, Goku's thinking long term as well. He could teach Gohan Super Saiyan in the meantime. And you know, Raditz decides he's gonna go along with it. This will help them against the androids, and it'll just help Raditz in general. From what the time travelers told him, Goku never even got Super Saiyan in that timeline. So this is something they can do different here to counteract the androids. It's like Raditz said before, his future self was probably just doing something bad. And he's gotta do things differently. He can't let the power of Super Saiyan go to his head. That ego can't overtake him. Hearing that story made Raditz realize he's not infallible. He already did kinda know this obviously, it's a fact. But this just goes to show it. A few years pass with training, and Raditz becomes less and less reclusive. He has so many things pushing him forward. The fact that the androids are there, the fact that Vegeta's out there in space somewhere, and the fact that his brother's gonna get Super Saiyan soon enough. Once he defeated Frieza, he finally got the taste of victory for once, and that's gonna push him forward. He had such a defeatist attitude beforehand, but now, he wants to keep feeling the sense of victory, the sense of being the top dog, and he can't slack off, otherwise he's gonna lose that. He has it in his grasp, and he needs to hold on to it. Eventually, Goku does unlock Super Saiyan, and does help with Raditz's training, but not as much as he expected. Goku is pretty strong in base, and once he turns Super Saiyan, he's very powerful. Not as strong as Raditz, but he's getting the hang of it pretty quickly, and this lets the two train together a lot more. Goku and Gohan are still wary of him, but they've noticed Raditz changing ever since he defeated Frieza. The fact that he's even working with the group more in general shows this. Maybe he's not as bad as they thought. Although Raditz is still definitely a very cold person and a very selfish person, he is doing this all for selfish gains. But this gives him an opportunity to know his family better. But it's still a weird situation. Goku's really the only one open to getting to know Raditz more. And even then I use that very loosely. I mean, Raditz did cause him to die after all, and he did kidnap his son. Gohan feels the same way, and Chi-Chi is still very against it. Honestly, Raditz is more scared of her than his brother. No wonder those two are together. At some point, future Piccolo and Gohan return. So, what's happened so far? Well, when they get back, they see. There's two androids there, but they're not the androids that they knew of. And things have gone kind of bad. They see that the group lost one of the androids. Okay, so not only are there different androids here, but one of them is on the loose, and he's probably going to activate the others, which would be 17 and 18. And also, Goku forgot to take his medicine. Great, so now he has the heart virus. Okay, well, they asked Gohan and Piccolo, what happened in the future? Did the trip to Namek at least go well? And yeah, that's another piece of bad news, but this time it's bad news for everyone here. They have no clue what happened, but they went to Namek and the planet was gone. Like, just completely gone. It's not like it was barren or anything, it just wasn't there. They have no clue what happened, and that makes it all the more concerning. The fact that it's gone is bad enough, but the fact that they don't know why it's gone, yeah, that's worse. There may be an issue bigger than the androids, but they don't want to touch upon that right now. What matters is making sure this timeline's safe. Clearly, coming back here didn't affect their timeline, but they can at least ensure that this timeline doesn't have to go through the same thing. This could all be fixed. Even though there's two other androids, it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, they just need to defeat 17 and 18 and they'll be good. Not to mention, yeah, Goku did suffer from the heart virus here, but he has the medicine, he will be cured. It's just kind of annoying that he's out of commission right now, but whatever, they helped mitigate that. It seems things are still going better than normal. Everyone here has been training more, Raditz is stronger, and even Goku's stronger, having gotten Super Saiyan and all. So they did help the past still. What matters now is stopping the androids. Maybe they could do that. They haven't been activated by Gero yet. They just need to find Android 20 in the first place. At some point, they are able to track him down, but it's already too late. He's at the lab, and he activates 17 and 18, who immediately proceed to kill him. But the androids are pretty confused. They see two Piccolos there. Not to mention, they don't recognize future Gohan. He looks like the present Gohan, but they still don't really know who he is. Weird. They don't really care though. They're gonna kill everyone here, and then they're gonna find Goku. Future Gohan, the two Piccolos, and Raditz step up. They're the strongest here, and they're confident in their effort to fight the androids. Although, because the time travelers came back here and had everyone training, that also did affect the androids at this timeline too. With different data to work off of, and the fact that they were studying stronger fighters in general, that means these androids are also stronger than the future ones. Now, they're not insanely stronger. It's not to the point where the group's going to be absolutely decimated by them, but it's at the point where the androids can hold them off. Future Gohan and Piccolo are surprised. In their timeline, with Piccolo's fusion alone, that would have been enough to defeat the androids here, especially with the training he's been doing since. But they come to realize pretty quickly that these androids aren't the same. But it's not that bad. With all these fighters here, they can hold the androids off. The two factors counter each other. The androids are stronger, but so is this group. Not just in collective strength and numbers, but also just raw power in general. It's a hard-fought battle. An all-out war between these two androids and this group. They don't even get the chance to awaken Android 16. 17 and 18 are just as shocked. They didn't expect these fighters to be this strong. And at first, the group wasn't too sure, but now they're much more confident. Especially RADITZ. The training really helped pay off. It was a great idea to help Kakarot get Super Saiyan. The androids start losing ground. They're getting more and more injured. And even with infinite energy, that's not going to help them win here. The group's ready to finish this. Right here and now, they could kill these two androids, prevent them from ever doing anything here in this timeline. 17 and 18 are beaten, lying on the ground. They weakly stand up, facing certain doom. But before anyone could do anything, a new power appears out of nowhere. And suddenly, Android 18 disappears. That same power that they sensed. For a brief second, they felt it. It felt ominous, but also familiar. And they have no idea of what it was. All they saw was a flash of green. And just as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared. And now they feel that power again, a little farther away. It teleports back in. And this time, they get a glimpse of it. It's a giant green monster, about to get his hands on Android 17. No one's sure what's going on, but they try and get 17 out of the way. But the monster's too quick. He grabs onto the android, looking at the group and smiling. He thanks them. They made it so easy for him to get his meal. And you know what? This time he won't teleport away. He'll let them watch the show. Android 17 has no idea what to do. He decides to try and activate the bomb inside of him. But it's already too late. By the time he tries to do this, Cell's tail encapsulates him. And the group watches in horror as Cell absorbs Android 17. They have no clue who this guy is, or what he's doing. And right after absorbing Android 17, he goes through another transformation. And now he feels that he has the time to greet them. He apologizes for being so rude, not saying who he was or why he's here. He gives them a courteous introduction. His name is Cell. Another android created by Dr. Gero. Another android? But how did he get here? Gohan and Piccolo don't know of Cell in their timeline. And they didn't see Cell inside of that laboratory. Oh yeah, he was hidden away and he's not actually from this timeline. He thanks Gohan and Piccolo for that. In another timeline, he killed them and stole their time machine. And now he's here, finally able to get the androids and become perfect. He was made to kill Goku, but also to be the perfect fighter. Although, he couldn't have expected the perfection to be this powerful. He is elated beyond belief. But his power, they can sense it, and how is he this strong? He explains. He's an amalgamation of everyone here, plus some others. Frieza and King Cold, for example, yeah, he has their DNA too. There's also Vegeta. That new technique he picked up was pretty useful. With instant transmission, he was able to teleport over to the group and swipe up the androids from them. It would have been a lot harder if the androids were on their own, given the fact that he couldn't sense them and all. Not only was the group gracious enough to beat up the androids for him, but they also basically acted as a beacon, so he has them to thank for that. Now he is finally perfect. But with this perfection, how could he have fun with it? He could go and kill Goku right now, but that wouldn't really be as fun as it could be. He tells them he'll consider some other options, but he lets them know their death will be coming soon. He's just gonna try and think of a way to make it fun. Cell places 2 fingers on his forehead, waving goodbye as he smirks. He teleports away, and this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what'd you guys think about this part? What is Cell gonna do? And how is the group gonna counter him? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try and hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.